Welcome everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss a new topic, that is microorganisms in biogas production. So our chapter is microbes in human welfare. Means we are checking like where and all microorganisms are used which are helpful for the man. Antibiotics were extracting from microorganisms, beverages were extracting from microorganisms, organic acids, chemicals, enzymes, household activities, like that. Biogas also adds on to the list of microorganisms. Biogas means it's a substitute of normal gas, right? It's a substitute of normal gas. In villages, like people can make biogas from their waste. They need not spend the money to buy a normal gas cylinder, isn't it? So, and who are involved in making this biogas from the cow dung means microorganisms. That is our topic today in NCERT. It is in topic number 10.4. Excuse me. In NCERT, it's under topic number 10.4. What is that? Microbes in biogas production. Right, ma? Use of microorganisms in biogas production. First of all, let us understand what is biogas. Biogas, it's a, see, the name itself is still, it's a gas prepared from microorganisms, given by microorganisms. So it's called biogas. It's a mixture. It's a mixture in which many components are there, but the major component, 50 to 70% of the biogas is made up of methane only. And it's a product of microbial activity. It can be used as a fuel. Let us write down. Biogas is a mixture of gases. So what is biogas, ma? Biogas is a mixture of gases. Now, in that mixture of gases, predominantly which gas is there? Predominantly methane will be there. Predominantly which gas is there? CH4. Methane is there. Biogas is a mixture of gases produced by microorganisms, right? So, produced by microbial activity. It is produced by microbial activity and used as a fuel, right? And may be used as a fuel. Okay, so side by side we are writing our notes also. We are understanding the concept and we are making our notes also. Okay, children. What is biogas? It is a mixture of gases, but in which methane accounts for 50 to 70%. How it is produced? By microbial activity is produced. How is it used? As a fuel it is used. What are the synonyms of biogas? It is also called gobar gas because it's produced from cow dung, which is called gobar. It's also called clar gas because it will eliminate pollution, right? And it's also called marsh gas. What are the other names of biogas? So we can call it as, it is also called gobar gas, right? It is also called gobar gas. It is also called clar gas. It is also called marsh gas. All these are the synonyms of biogas. Okay. Now, what are the microorganisms involved in production of biogas? Because the main gas is methane, right? So the organisms are called methanogens. So many organisms are involved, but the major bacteria which is involved in biogas production is called methanogen. Microorganisms, they do aerobic process also, they do anaerobic process also. Especially when microorganisms are doing anaerobic process, they give many types of gases. In curd making, in cheese making, in bread making, carbon dioxide gas is responsible for that fluffiness, right? So means microorganisms have an ability to produce different types of gases, right? And that gas will help in its growth and metabolism. Okay, let us write down. Microbes produce different gases. Microorganisms, they form different types of gases as end products during their growth and their metabolism. Different types of gases. When do they produce different types of gases? During their growth and metabolism. During their growth and metabolism. Now, which type of gas is produced depends upon the microorganism involved and depends upon the raw material substrate. Again, listen. The type of gas produced depends upon the which bacteria is involved and which substrate are you taking. So, let us write down and let's try to understand. The type of gas produced. Which gas will come? The type of gas produced depends on, it depends on the microbe used and the raw material or the substrate used, and the raw material, or we can tell basing on the substrate which we are using. For example, if you take yeast, right, and if you take the substrate as carbohydrate, if we take the substrate as carbohydrate and the organism is yeast, then what do we get? We get ethanol and carbon dioxide. We get ethanol and what is that gas called? Carbon dioxide. In the same manner, so when we take bacteria, and when we take the milk sugar called lactose, then what do you get? You get lactic acid, but we don't get any gas here. We get only acid, we don't get any gas here. Then in cheese preparation also, during cheese preparation, during beverage preparation, right? So in bread making, this is alcohol making, in alcohol making, in cheese making, in beverage making and in bread making, in all these places carbon dioxide is the gas formed. In lactic acid, gas is not formed. Even though it is fermentation, gas will not be formed. So see, one place carbohydrate is the raw material, and here juices, for production of alcoholic beverages, fruit juices and all is the raw material, right? So depending upon the raw material and depending upon the organism which are used, the gas which is obtained will be decided. And when it comes to biogas, what is that organism? Methanogenic bacteria. So when it comes to biogas production, it is methanogenic bacteria. So the organism used is methanogenic bacteria. What is the raw material? The raw material is cellulose. Methanogenic bacteria ferments cellulose. Okay. And what are the products it will give? Mainly it will give methane, we told. It gives methane plus carbon dioxide plus hydrogen. So if methanogenic bacteria acts on cellulose, what gas do you get? Methane, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. And if yeast acts or bacteria acts, what do you get? We don't get methane like that there, we get carbon dioxide. So that's why NCERT says, now which type of gas comes depends upon what raw material are you choosing, what microorganism you are choosing. If you are choosing methanobacterium and if the raw material is cellulose, cow dung, then methane, the biogas will be obtained. Understood, Amma? Take a screenshot fast. Right. Now, where are methanogenic bacteria found? So now you understood that for making biogas, we need methanogenic bacteria. Now, where are methanogenic bacteria found is the question. Now, what is the raw material for producing biogas? I told you it is cow dung, gobar. That is why it's called gobar gas. Means methanogenic bacteria, where are they seen? They are seen in cow dung, right? So, the sources. Methanogens. We can call the organisms which produce methane as methanogens. Methanogens are seen in the cow dung. From where is it coming into the cow dung? In the alimentary canal of cattle. In the alimentary canal of cattle, there is a part called rumen, which is a part of the stomach. In that rumen, this methanogenic bacteria will reside. Okay. So, let us tell, in cattle, in the alimentary canal, they have rumen. Children, what is rumen? It is a part of the stomach. Rumen is part of stomach. Now, in this rumen hosts for methanogenic bacteria. It gives space for methanogenic bacteria. Rumen hosts methanogenic bacteria. In the rumen, methanogenic bacteria will be there and they help in production of gobar gas. And in the alimentary canal of the cow, this methanogenic bacteria is there, and you know what benefit the cow will get when it is giving space for this bacteria means the bacteria will synthesize an enzyme called cellulase, and that cellulase will help in digestion of cellulose. What cow eats is grass. The cell wall of grass is made up of cellulose. It has to digest cellulose to get the energy. So, for digesting cellulose, grass, it needs an enzyme called cellulase. Cellulase, the alimentary canal cannot produce. So, the bacteria which is present in the alimentary canal produces cellulase enzyme and digests the cow's food. Okay. So, this methanogenic bacteria, what do they secrete? They secrete cellulase enzyme. They secrete cellulase enzyme and helps in digestion of cellulose. What cow eats is cellulose. Only when the cellulose of the grass wall gets digested, it gets the energy. For digesting the cellulose, it needs an enzyme called cellulase. So, the cow has eaten grass. Now, grass contains cellulose. Okay. So, in the cow, you have bacteria called methanogenic bacteria. We have methanogenic bacteria. This methanogenic bacteria will produce an enzyme called cellulase. This cellulase acts on cellulose and it will help to break the cellulose into glucose. Now, glucose is an instant source of energy. Then the cow gets the energy. See the benefit. So, if the bacteria is present in the rumen, then it gives cellulase enzyme. Now, in NCERT, the next question is, can humans digest cellulose? Come on. This is a question in NCERT. Can we digest cellulose? If we have an ability to digest cellulose, we might be eating grass like cow. We are not eating. Means we don't have an ability to digest cellulose. Why again? Because we don't have a part called rumen in our alimentary canal. So we don't we don't give space for this bacteria. So that's why we cannot synthesize cellulase. Can human digest cellulose? Answer is no. Why no? So since there is no rumen, we don't have an additional part called rumen. So, when rumen is not there, no bacteria. No bacteria, so no cellulase enzyme. No cellulase enzyme, no breakdown. Understood, children? Now, what did we discuss in this board? We are talking about where are methanogens found. Methanogens are found in cow dung. How does that methanogen come to cow dung? It is present in the alimentary canal. In the alimentary canal, what benefit it is giving to the animal? It digests the cellulose. Not only that, in the previous lecture, we discussed about sewage treatment. In sewage treatment, under secondary treatment, in the last step, we talked about anaerobic sludge digestion. There also we told their methanogenic bacteria anaerobically convert the left out matter into biogas, isn't it? That means methanogenic bacteria are also found in anaerobic sludge digesters also, we can tell. So, methanogens are also found. Where are they found, Amma? In anaerobic sludge digesters. They are also found in anaerobic sludge digesters. Where do you come across this step? In sewage treatment. It comes in sewage treatment. Understood, children? So take a screenshot. Yes. Now, we are seeing point by point in detail, taking the notes also, right? Now, come on. So, what is the raw material? The starting material for biogas production. In most of the cases, it is cow dung, gobar. So, what is the raw material? Cow dung, which is called gobar, animal dung or gobar. Some aquatic plants also can be used as raw material for biogas production. Some aquatic plants which go profusively and act as weeds, that also you can dump it in the biodigester, and there also you have cellulose and the bacteria, they will digest it. Okay, so let us see some aquatic plants examples. The examples of aquatic plants are, one is water hyacinth, terror of Bengal. Next one is duck weed. Next one is salvinia. Next one is hydrilla. All these are the plants which also have an ability to produce biogas. What are the plants we told? Water hyacinth, duckweed, salvinia, hydrilla, water lettuce also we can write. So, all these are aquatic plants which can also act as raw materials for biogas production. Understood, children? And who developed the technology? To whom shall we give the credit of biogas production? There are two main organizations. One is called as IARI and the second one is called as KVIC. There are two organizations which have developed the biogas technology. IARI stands for what is that? IARI stands for one second. Yeah, it stands for Indian Agricultural Research Institute. It stands for Indian Agricultural Research Institute. Right? So, who developed the technology? IARI with KVIC. IARI stands for Indian Agricultural Research Institute. KVIC stands for Khadi Village Industrial Commission. It stands for Khadi and Village Industries Commission. So, IARI and KVIC. So, both of them have developed this technology. They have developed this technology. Understood? Now, Cattle dung, where is it available? Cattle dung is available in large quantities in villages, no? So that is why this commission has helped them to manufacture biogas with the waste. So where cattle dung is there, there biogas can be produced easily. So cattle dung is available in large quantities, correct? Cattle dung is available in large quantities in rural areas. Rural areas means villages. So that is why KVIC worked out and they came out with a new process called biogas production. So biogas plants, we can often find it in rural areas only. So biogas plants are often, where do we find it? Found in rural areas only, where the cow dung is there, gobar is there, they can easily produce it. And where do they use it? For cooking and lighting purposes. Biogas can be used for cooking and lighting purposes. Okay, children, point to point we are covering NCERT. So what else you need? So biogas production by microorganisms. The microorganisms are methanogens. Where are they present? In the rumen of the cattle, in the anaerobic sludge digesters, in the cow dung. That is why cow dung is the raw material. Sometimes excess plants also which are growing in the water bodies can also act as the raw materials. Who developed the technology? Indian Agricultural Research Institute with Khadi Village Industrial Commission. So in villages only cow dung is available. So biogas is produced more there and they use it for cooking and lighting purposes. Take a screenshot first. Right. Now let us talk about the composition of the biogas. We know that the main element predominantly it is methane only, and I also told it is 50 to 70%. Then 30 to 40% will be carbon dioxide. Let us see the composition also. So we have methane as the major proportion, then carbon dioxide, then hydrogen. Methane proportion is 50 to 70%. Carbon dioxide is 30 to 40%. Hydrogen is 1 to 5% with traces of O2, N2 and H2S, and traces of, we can tell, traces of O2 we can find, N2 we can find, and H2S also we can find. This is the composition of biogas. Come on, what is the composition of biogas? Methane accounts for 50 to 70%. Carbon dioxide accounts for 30 to 40%. Hydrogen accounts for 1 to 5% with trace amounts of O2, N2 and H2S. What are the steps of biogas production? What are the steps of biogas production? Right? Mainly 3 steps are involved. The first one is called solubilization. The second one is called acidogenesis. The third one is called methanogenesis. Right, children? There are 3 steps in biogas production. The first one, where the cow dung mixes with the water, makes a slurry, is called solubilization. The second step, where the complex organic material cellulose and all is broken down to intermediate compounds like organic acids, is called acidogenesis. The third step, where the organic acid is ultimately broken down into simpler compounds like methane, CO2 and H2S, is called as methanogenesis. So there are 3 steps, children. So what we have seen in this class is an overview. In the next class, we will draw the bioreactor plant and we'll see the steps one by one in detail. So what did we discuss in today's class? We discussed what is biogas, what are the synonyms of it, who are the organisms involved, and where are the methanogens present, and then who developed the technology, what is the composition of it, what are the steps of biogas production. Hope the content is informative. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.